para arreglar las cosas y dejar ese peladera, pero fue imposible.
Hear me, teacher? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Good evening, students. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome to the encounter. Tonight we are going to discuss the reading at last about neuroeducation. So, how are you doing with those readings? Do you guys have questions so far? Okay, we're going to review what you read last week. So, who remembers the definition of neuroeducation? What does it entail? Um, what does it study? What is the purpose of neuroeducation?
Hello, teacher. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Noemi.
Okay. So the purpose of neuroscience is the study of the of how to know the brain is starting to learn from the beginning when a baby is born. So they discovered already that, for example, the brain of the baby start to work immediately after he's born. At 40 minutes after he was born, he can copy, or he can simulate faces, or everything he see around him. And
Gestures.
gestures, yes. And after 2 years, he is completely allowed to understand what's happening around him, and to be part of the place he's living. So the study of the neuroscience, I think, is to know exactly what is the best moment to learn and to fix some problems the students are having after 4 years. When they begin to the school, they found that they can fix these problems before the babies has complete 4 years.
Okay, thank you, Noemi. As you mentioned, neuroeducation takes into account studies about the brain in order to help students and teachers also know what are the best ways to teach and to learn. As you mentioned, there are some research about some studies about how the brain works when people are very young, when they are children, even when they are in the mother's body. So the idea of neuroeducation is to take into account those research about brain and how it works, as you mentioned, in order to inform teachers and students like the best ways to learn or how to use that information in order to apply it in education. Okay, very good. So here in the picture we find a machine that is used to scan the brain and the activity that the brain has. And, and that is like one method that is used for neuroscientists in order to find out what parts of the brain get active when a person is asked to do something. Do you guys remember the name of that machine?
That is Hello, teacher. That is a resonance machine.
Okay, the name is brain scanner, and what we can get with that are the images that we see on the left that tell us like what part of the brain is activated. But neuroscientists use older methods to find out what is going on in the brain. Okay, so far, do you have questions or comments? Okay, so I'm going to put it. Just give me 1 second. All right, here we have other question. What factors are relevant in the ability that a person might have to learn? So according to the readings, neuroeducation find out that there are different factors that affect learning. Which are those factors?
Teacher, me.
Okay, Flor, go ahead, please.
Okay, teacher. Well, first, I want to say that I consider that the readings were very, very, very interesting because it's a special topic for us as a teachers because I consider that there are many factors that we have to take into account in order to transmit or not transmit, to guide a process, a teacher learning process for our students. And about the question, I think that one factor is very important is the environment. Because when the students or a child is in a special environment, no matter if it is the school or the family or the social or the, I don't know, if he or she has a good environment, he or she can learn easily. For instance, if the students are in a family where the parents and a sister or a brother or any, I don't know, any relative, if for to learn a baby maybe how to take a cup of coffee or to take a bottle of milk, I don't know, the child can learn minimum things looking at the other people. If there's maybe like an imitation, the student or the baby can learn many things. So the environment is very important, especially in early years of the person, because when he or she is 1, 2, or 3 years old, their neurons and the open windows are are useful for them to catch all things around him or around her.
Okay, that's very good, Flor. You mentioned the idea of the environment, which, as you said, it embraces the family, the school, all the society, and everything the children has contact, or everybody the children has contact with, or anything. So, as you mentioned, children imitate, and it is not only genes, but also all the experiences children have. That's why everybody is different, because experiences we are exposed to are not, not the same for two people, and genes are also different. So that's why we are unique. Sandra wrote that motivation and emotion also affect learning, which is true. And Noemi wrote the three social skills that are necessary or that better children need to develop in order to learn in a way. We will review those skills later. But regarding what Flor mentioned about children's potentiality or time to learn, as she mentioned, the first 7 years are the most important ones, because what neuroscientists have studied is that during those ages, children learn more, have more activity in their brains, uh, have their brain changes more during those years, and later after those years, the we continue learning, of course, but the changes that we have in our brain are reduced um, in a high in a big amount, like in some cases 40%, in some cases 60%.